Welcome to Get Help Man. Today we're going to talk about nmap and some of the default options that I use when I'm doing pen testing. So for my pen testing efforts, very often I'm inside the network, or I'm running inside VirtualBox. So it's entirely, I have unfiltered access to it. So I don't need to worry about a lot of things like evading routers, bypassing firewalls, things like that. So the command I use is pretty straightforward. Let's talk about it piece by piece. First up, the type of scan. I do a -SS, a SYN scan. And what normally happens if you're going to establish a connection is you send a SYN packet, you get your SYN ACK, and then you give it an ACK. If it's a closed port, it says, no, I'm closed. What we do to try and fly a little bit under the radar is we send a SYN packet. If we get a SYN ACK back, we know the port is open. So we say, no, my bad, wrong number, and hang up. If it's a closed port, we'll just get, hey, no, port is closed. All right, up next, top ports. I just want to see if there are some services running. If I check to see what services are running, I can figure out what OS it is, possibly. I can figure out what vulnerabilities it might have. So, speaking of which, the next thing I do is O, which is OS fingerprinting, and then a -SV, which is for fingerprinting and versioning the services that are running. So I can tell what it has so that I can tell what vulnerabilities it might have. The last bit here is the address range we're going to be scanning in CIDR notation. A lot of people are confused by the /24 when this looks to be 256 addresses. It's because we're saying the first 24 bits of this address in binary are the subnet. So the first three digits, the 256 possible digits that can go right here, are only 8 bits, and then 8 bits, and then 8 bits, and that's our 24 bits. This is what can change, is the last 8 bits. There's a total of 32 bits total. Alright, well that is an explanation of my most common options used in a initial scan.